So glad to have everyone here. I'm extremely honored, and this is great. Everyone that's here, there is a reason why you're here, and everything, nothing's random. Everything is for a purpose. So I'm glad you're all sitting and relaxing and having lots of food and drink and good conversation. And I love that, you know, no one really knows anyone in this room, and everyone has been mingling and just making new friends. Some people, we see old friends, and it's just really nice. So I'm going to just kind of dive right in, and I want to invite everyone to feel comfortable and relaxed. If you want to clap, clap. If you, you know, feel moved or inspired, you know, clap, shout out, say amen, whatever it is that you want to say or do. I want you to feel free to be very, very open and open to what I have to share with you today. And I won't take up a whole lot of your time. So those are my other eyes. The original, the real eyes that I use is the lens that I look through my heart. So these are just the physical lens, and sometimes we need a little help with that. So I wanted to just, I was reading something the other day, and a philosopher, Greek philosopher, Socrates, yes, we have a Greek person here. So you know Socrates. Greek philosopher Socrates supposedly once said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." And he uttered these words at his trial when he chose death over exile. And interestingly enough, personally, I came to that conclusion years ago. Only what I found was that there's tremendous value in examining yourself. So the secret to fulfillment is to first examine oneself, and second, to see and be mindfully aware of how it plays out in this physical world that we call life. So what do I mean by that? Well, exactly 8 years ago, shy 1 week, on May 15th, 2010, I decided that I was ready to find myself again. I was ready to love myself again and pick up where I left off so many years prior. That girl with crystal clear dreams and aspirations. Only this time, I knew that I was going to know exactly how to use all of life's situations to catapult me closer to my dreams and not stop me dead in my tracks. I had decided to live my life on my terms and fulfill my dreams. Interesting thing about fulfilling our dreams. In 2017, which is just a year ago, studies showed that 98% of people die without ever fulfilling their dreams. I'm going to repeat that. 98% of people die without ever fulfilling their dreams. That number is astounding. And what was more astounding to me was that I was part of that statistic years ago, but not anymore. Because, thank you, and I'm going to tell you something, thank you. That means that, okay, that's only a year ago, so okay, 98%, how much have those numbers changed, right? So that means that maybe there's some people also in this room that, you know, maybe are in that statistic. So I'm going to help you out a little bit. Too much emphasis is placed on all of the irrelevant things in life, the things that don't really matter, and not enough emphasis is placed on self-love and focusing, training the mind to focus on and achieve our dreams. And we get caught up in life situations and we get further and further away from the one thing that we've always dreamed of and always made us happy. So I say we change the statistics. What do you say? Yeah. So three key things. Three key questions that you want to ask yourself. Who am I? Why am I here? And how do I navigate through life without losing my truth? You know, the universal question has always been, who am I? And, you know, no matter where I go on this planet, personally, I find that people go through great lengths in finding the answer to that question. And that's a good thing. That's a great thing, because even more now than ever, people are waking up in this world that's been awake. So good morning. And I invite you all to awaken your dormant potential. You know, many years ago when I was a dancer and an actress here in New York, following a path that I felt was my purpose at the time. And then I took this 180 pivot onto what I call, in truth to triumph, the path left of center. And what I found was that your career is not your purpose. Your career is guided by your purpose. And what do I mean by that? So today I'm known as a locksmith to the heart. And as a locksmith to the heart, I help others unlock the magic within and wake up to life. And when we wake up to life, there's this powerful awareness that allows us to choose the creations that we wish to experience. So this means that now for me, I can continue to write, I can continue to speak, I can return to performing, and I can produce anything that I want, and I will. Only now, I can do this with purpose guiding me. Does that make sense? Yeah. So how do we find our purpose? The answer to that second universal question, why am I here, circles us back to the first universal question, who am I? You see, you have to know your who before the what. And once you know who you are, your purpose reveals itself. Some of you here tonight may be, and probably are, very, very accomplished and have success in most or some areas in your life, and yet other areas can use enhancement. So let's say that you have a great career or business, but your health is not its best, or your energy level is low. Maybe your relationship has been a challenge, or maybe you're really just not very happy. So the point is that no matter what your situation is, there are areas that need unlocking. And this is where we truly awaken our dormant potential. Now, some people say that you can't have everything. I say that you can. Of course you can. But you need to want it. And we need to stop avoiding these lacking areas in our life and face them. And when we face them, we take our power back and we begin to choose creations that we wish to experience. So how do we face them? Easy. I am going to give you one practical way to face everything and anything that has been stopping you from reaching your highest potential. Are you ready? Yeah? You ready? Okay. Okay. The only thing we need to face is ourselves. I'm going to repeat that. The only thing we need to face is ourselves. And the only enemy to confront is the memory of our past choices. And the only way to overcome the memory of our past choices is by daring to choose differently today. And the way we allow ourselves to choose great things in our life today is through love. By loving. No matter what. Relentlessly. So that means that first we choose to love ourselves. And then from there we can express to our friends, we can express love to our neighbors, and to the world as we see it in this moment. And when we choose love more intensely, more honestly, and more courageously, we choose to value life. And when we choose to value life, we value ourselves. Because you are life. And no matter what your life situation is and what the history of your past choices were, it has zero power over you in this very moment. And whoever you are in this moment, I say, love it. Right? Love it. Love yourself. So in my book, Truth to Triumph, I say that you're not your mother, you're not your father, you're not your bank account, you're not the car you drive, you're not the labels that you put on yourself, and you're certainly not the labels that the world puts on you. So who are you? Who you are is independent from any life situation, any happening, and any event. Who you are is your truth, absolute, pure. In Truth to Triumph, I say, it is what arises in its own space after an experience. And that's who you are. So part of what motivated me to write Truth to Triumph were my experiences. I felt that if I didn't, everything that I went through, all of the pain and all of the suffering would go in vain. So what I did was I put together a mindful selection of true and never revealed stories. And a lot of the stories are raw, and they're very, very personal to me. But it's not about the stories. It's about the insight, and it's about the inspiration that leads you to your own knowing, to finding your truth, and learning how to navigate through life in any situation without losing yourself. So I'd like to invite you all to take your own journey to finding your truth. And Truth to Triumph will help you do that. I will help you do that. I encourage everyone to pick up a copy for yourself, a copy for a loved one. This Sunday is Mother's Day. Father's Day is following that. And it's great to give inspiration as a gift to anyone that we love. And I will, of course, be at the table to sign them for you and for your loved ones. And I'll also be able to talk or schedule any speaking engagements, any coaching, and any other opportunities. But before I go, I want to plant a seed. And what you do with this seed is up to you. Of course, my intent is that you receive it and harvest it. So, in closing, I'm going to leave you with these words of guidance. Turn your attention in and trust that your attention is the translator of your intuition, of your mind, and of your heart. And when you turn your attention in, our wisdom becomes remarkable. And from that point, how you choose to experience every situation in life is qualia. Thank you for coming.